Hey, this is Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. You know, the guy from the Dave Chappelle Show? And you're listening to my bestest buds, Kevin and Gordon, on All Ages Radio.
All Ages Radio started about 8 years ago. A guy nicknamed Big Black, who went to the school. He wanted to do a punk rock show here, and they let him do it, and it gained a lot of momentum. My uncle was in radio and TV his whole life, and I thought that was awesome, and I would go kind of see what he does and how he does it, and that has had a lot of influence on me.
I knew when I came to North Central, I just wanted to be involved in radio, and what's nice about this radio station is that you can get involved as soon as you walk in the door.
When I was still in high school, I would come in here on Fridays with my brother who went to the school and did the show. We would start doing the show together. And Gordon was a listener. He was still in high school as well. And Gordon would call us sometimes and he'd say like, hey, you know, I'm going to school or whatever. So we started talking that way. And then we came to school here and we met, and then he was doing radio, and so he just started coming. And then 4 years ago, we kind of hooked up.
I actually met Kevin the first couple of days that I was at this school. I guess we hit it off. We're like a freshman orientation dream, I guess. we met and we became friends, and I found out that he was already doing this show with his brother, who I had already been listening to the show all through high school. And we kind of met up, and they asked me to be part of the show, and I've been hanging with the dude ever since.
Off air, on air, they're both just kind of free spirits. And I think that comes through on the program, that they just really are able to think when they turn that mic on. A lot of people, when they turn the mic on, they freeze, and if they don't have a script, they don't know what they're going to say. These two seem to be able to think with the mic is on, and I think then when they talk to a caller, they're able to have this kind of spontaneous conversation.
We get along on the air and off the air, and the same Kevin and Gordon that you get on the air are the same Kevin and Gordon that are off the air. And I don't think a lot of DJs can say that. They usually have an on-air personality, and then they have their personal personality. I think that we give a very genuine performance of who we are. I think that people appreciate that.
I think it's part of their personalities. I think they just enjoy life. I don't think that they're worried about if they offend someone. I don't think they intend to, but they just kind of speak what's on their mind. It's what you see is what you get.
Our listeners are great. The ones that call every week and talk to us every week are just great people. We've built relationships with a lot of them, like friendships, whatever. We know their voices and they know ours. And radio is a really cool medium because you get to interact with your audience like that. You know, they just call you and you talk to them. There's really nothing else like that. So
it takes a certain kind to sit at home on Friday night and listen to two guys goof around on the radio. But we have very, very, very loyal listeners, and it seems to get bigger and bigger. And you know, sometimes we'll hear from people in like Australia and in England and Japan, and like they're everywhere.
A year ago, they were nominated and won a Silver Dome Award. And this particular Silver Dome Award was against other commercial stations, and that's what's so amazing in this case. We compete against stations with working professionals, and for college students to go up against them and defeat them, knowing probably that the judges are certainly older and might lean more toward traditional older talent, it's I think a very strong statement about what they do.
that was one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me personally, or you know, my career. One of the biggest like boosts of confidence. It made me realize that like the stuff that we do and we think is funny or creative or cool or whatever, it actually is. You know, like it isn't going unnoticed. It was very eye-opening and uplifting.
It was awesome because we knew that we were the only college radio station to at least be nominated for any award of all the awards they were doing that year, and then to win against commercial radio stations for people who were that's their career already, and we're still doing it on the college level. It was just awesome. It was so surreal.
Gordon's a great guy. I'm glad that I met Gordon, and I'm glad that I'm working with Gordon. I'm glad that I'm going to continue working with Gordon after we graduate. It'd be weird to think like I'm graduating and me and Gordon are going to go our separate ways. I'm glad that we are as close as we are, and we have such good chemistry on the air.
Kevin's a cool dude, man. He, him and I have been really good friends for a while now, and we have very similar taste in music. We stand for the same things. We have the same ideals. You know, we get along great, and we have a weird chemistry together. On the air, that is. He's got his quirkiness, man. He loves wearing flip-flops. He loves girly TV shows. And he's got sweet hair. The girls like his hair.
The end is coming up. Gordon and I are graduating in June, and we're going to keep doing the radio show through the end of summer. And we're planning a big final show. I'm sure that'll be very heart-wrenching, I'm sure. You know, I don't know, I'm not saying I'll cry or anything, but I'm looking forward to that, and at the same time I'm fearing that.
It's going to be a touching story when the show has to end, when we have to stop doing it. I mean, it's been our life for 4 years. We put our lives into the show, and it's going to end eventually, and it's probably going to be hard, I think. Even though, I mean, we're not going to stop being friends, we're not, you know, it's going to be hard.
The personalities is probably what we'll miss the most at the radio station. I think when people think of the radio station, they think of these two. They will take with them this legacy.